night here at Menor High School. Tonight we'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and recognize the parents of our JV and varsity cheerleaders, JV and varsity basketball players, as well as the parents of our athletic trainers for all the hard work, time, and dedication that these parents put in to help make Menor High School athletics as fantastic as they are. Greeting the students and their parents and handing out flowers are Menor High School Principal Bill Lane and Menor School Superintendent Matt Milton. First, we have our junior varsity basketball cheerleaders. First, Brianna Gabriel, escorted by Joe Gabriel. Alyssa Adams, escorted by Brian and Dina Adams. Bethany Walton, escorted by Terrence and Kenya Walton. Amy Dinnebrand, escorted by Doug and Debbie Dinnebrand. Taylor Harrison, escorted by Bob and Katie Harrison. Taylor Olis, escorted by Coach Sarah Finlay. Emma Lane, escorted by John and Lisa Lane. Finally, for our JV cheerleaders, Sarah Frainer, escorted by Jeff and Maria Frainer. Now for our junior varsity basketball players, Matt Bohannon, escorted by Bill and Lisa Bohannon. Taylor Krieger, escorted by Rod Krieger and Janet Higgins. Nick Lambert, escorted by Tony and Chris Lambert.
Go, Mr. Lambert!
Shane McClure, escorted by Brian and Lisa McClure. Tom Knoll, escorted by Bruce and Lauren Knoll. Billy Strozier, escorted by Bill and Pam Strozier. Thomas Tadarunas, escorted by Venus and Marianne Tadarunas. Manny Trubisky, escorted by Dave and Jeannie Trubisky. And now for our varsity cheerleaders and their parents. Amanda Erie, escorted by James and Christine Rachel Stack, escorted by Mike and Cindy Stack. Tori Barclay, escorted by Jerome and Racine Barclay. Olivia Hervey, escorted by Richard and Angela Hervey. Lexi Arslanian, escorted by Alan and Angie Arslanian. Nicole Maggio, escorted by Larry Kimmy Kornmiller, escorted by Gary and Gary Kornmiller. Michelle Ritchie, escorted by Mark and Anita Ritchie. Lexi Gelner, escorted by Gary and Kim Gelner. The last of our varsity cheerleaders is Jessica Fertali, escorted by Patrick and Kristen Fertali. And now for our varsity basketball players and their parents. Max Barrett, escorted by Scott and Linda Barrett. Matt Craven, escorted by Don and Ann Craven. Nick Gilberto, escorted by Dan and Don Gilberto. Jack Corsack, escorted by Jack and Jill Corsack. Austin Ross, escorted by Kyle and Sally Ross. Kyle McIntosh, escorted by Kelly and Jack McIntosh. Nick Novotny, escorted by Mark and Aaron Novotny. Micah Potter, escorted by Tim and Rhonda Potter. Andrew Robinson, escorted by Jonathan and Kathleen Robinson. Rygel, escorted by Steve and Debbie Rygel. Victory Smith, escorted by Gary Smith. Samantha Stanton, escorted by Scott E. Stanton. And last but certainly not least, Holly Zolchek, escorted by Kate Zolchek and Penny Ritchie. Now for tonight's starting lineup, first for the visiting Shaker Heights Raiders. At guard, number 0, Alani Reed. At forward, number 1, Isha Rahman. At guard, number 3, David Wright. At guard, number 20, Caitlin Lloyd. And at forward, number 23, Justin Johnson. The head coach of Shaker Heights is Danny Gilman, assistant coaches Adrian Lewis, Ron Burnett, and Jim Castelletti. And now the starting lineup for your Winter Cardinals. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Jack Horn. At forward, a 6'9" junior, number 1, Micah Potter. At guard, a 5'10" junior, number 4, Kyle McIntosh. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 21, Paul Sapico. And at guard, a 6-foot senior captain, number 11, Joey Starr. The head coach of the Cardinals, Maria Barnes, assistant coaches here, Grant Stanley.
Ready to bring it here for you tonight. The big matchup. Mentor Cardinals at home versus the Shaker Heights Red Raiders. Pete Stark, Cardinal TV, ready to bring the action here tonight to you. Big matchup between these two top teams in Northeastern Ohio. They met once already in the season in the third game of the year. Mentor coming up victorious 60-58. 2-point victory at Shaker Heights. So now Shaker Heights coming here to Mentor with revenge on their mind, but Mentor looking to defend their home court. Again, Cardinal TV, hope you're checking out the replay on either our YouTube channel, Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio, or in Time Warner Cable here in the city of Mentor on channel 96.96. Getting ready for the tip. Mentor's Micah Potter, number 1, going against Issa Ahmad for Shaker Heights. Shaker retains the tip, but they're going to end up giving it over to Mentor, so it's going to be Mentor ball here to start the game. Mentor coming into this matchup with a 10-5 record on the season. Shaker Heights with a 12-3 record. 9 wins in a row for Shaker coming into this game tonight as well. Cardinals going back to his starting lineup with number 11 with the ball there, Joey Zog, passing it around to Paul Satika, number 21 after missing the last 2 games, Mr. Energy as I call him. Satika back in the starting lineup playing for the Cards this week. And number 4 with the ball right there, that's Kyle McIntosh. Had a big week a couple weeks ago against Medina with 30 points. Micah Potter's the big man, number 1 down low. The junior forward, 6'9" for the Cards, getting it down low right there against Issa Ahmad. Those two are going to be matching up all evening long. Two of the big power forces in the northeastern Ohio area. 6'9" Micah Potter versus 6'8" Issa Ahmad. It's a big front court for the Shaker Heights Red Raiders, as they also have Justin Johnson, number 23, standing at 6'9". Micah Potter is going to be guarding him on defense. Paul Satika is going to get the assignment of going up against Issa Ahmad. So a 4-inch height differential for Satika, standing at 6'4" for the Cardinals, guarding up on number 1 Issa Ahmad for the Shaker Red Raiders. And a final starter for the Cards, number 5, Jack Korsak. Again, he's been in a starting lineup the past 3 games, subbing in for Andrew Valeri, who's been out with a thumb injury. Valeri should find his way back to the lineup just in time for the beginning of March in the playoffs. No score, 6:25 remaining in the first quarter of play. Again, big matchup here, capacity crowd at Mentor Gymnasium. Tight defense by the Red Raiders. Number 4, Kyle McIntosh, looking for some penetration, swinging it around to Paul Satika. Nice take to the basket, but blocked by Justin Johnson for the Red Raiders. It's going to go out of bounds and possession, staying here on the Mentor side. Cardinals going to have a busy weekend. They're going to be facing off tomorrow night on the road at Willoughby South. And Willoughby South, they're no slouches as well, having a fantastic season. Actually, the best season, what Coach Krasanzik said that he can remember in his 23 years coaching at Mentor, as Micah Potter gets the first basket of the night. Quickly down to the other end, and matching that basket by Potter is Justin Johnson, tying the score up at 2 apiece. 5:45 remaining in the first quarter of play. McIntosh driving to the lane, turning it over though, quickly going the other direction. Shaker Heights on a fast break. Ramani Reedus, the sophomore guard, standing 6 foot tall for the Red Raiders, putting them on top by 2 points with a 4-2 advantage for Shaker over Mentor in the early going here in the first quarter of play. Again, it should be nip and tuck all the way if it's going to match up like that first game that these two teams played at Shaker Heights. Good crowd on the visiting side of the gym here tonight too for Shaker Heights. Everybody anticipating this big matchup between the two powerhouses here, the Cards and the Red Raiders. Joey Zog, the senior guard for the Cards, is going to be going to the line looking to tie the score up at 4 apiece if he could drain both of these free throws. Shaker Heights coming in ranked in the area as the number 3 team in the Plain Dealer poll. Mentor coming in ranked 10th. So this weekend could go a long way with boosting Mentor up those rankings if they could become victorious tonight versus Shaker, and then also in that tough road game tomorrow night. Quick turnaround against Willoughby South and the Rebels. Paul Satika going to take a quick seat. The senior forward Adam Smith going to be checking into the game, number 20 for the Cards. He's had a solid season, has Smith, after not getting a whole lot of playing time before this season. Smith has really held his own, becoming a defensive presence and big rebounding force as well. Getting his hands in there on defense, showing some grit and huddle. Again, he's given up quite a bit of inches to Issa Ahmad. Adam Smith only standing at 6'2", Ahmad standing at 6'8". Should keep your eyes on number 1, Issa Ahmad. Seems like he's been around forever, as he's been on this varsity as a standout for a number of years. Finally a senior this year, and next year he's going to be playing for Bobby Huggins in West Virginia and the Mountaineers in Division I college basketball. Jack Korsak putting the Cards up by 2, 6-4. The Cardinals with the advantage, but Shaker quickly going the other direction. But good hands there by Kyle McIntosh. They're going to say that went off the Cardinals, and I think it went off of McIntosh, but good hands. The Shaker had the lane to the basket, and McIntosh getting his hand in there and getting the ball out of the way. 4:29 remaining in the first quarter play. Adam Smith getting physical and nearly forcing that turnover. Number 20, that's Caleb Roy, the senior guard, swinging it around to Issa Ahmad. Number 1 goes right around Micah Potter, but misses that layup attempt, but quickly turned back the other direction. That's Amani Reedus missing that short-range shot for the Red Raiders. McIntosh on the move for the Cards. Should be a fun up-tempo game as both teams like to play that up-tempo style. Issa Ahmad with the reverse layup, tying the ball game up at 6 apiece. Kyle McIntosh forcing the issue, going the other direction quickly. Micah Potter in low. Well defended by Issa Ahmad, getting his hands on that ball as Potter was making an aggressive move to the basket, and that's what we like to see. Last week, the Cardinals at home on Saturday night, coming up big in their victory versus the Euclid Panthers. Again, this is 2 weekends in a row where the Cards play Friday and then Saturday night. Last Friday night, the Cards coming up on the downside pretty decisively on the road versus Garfield Heights, as they lost that game 61-42, but really a nice rebound as Micah Potter pulling up for the 3, but getting his own board and slamming it with the offensive rebound, getting the crowd going with the one-handed slam. The facial by Micah Potter getting the crowd involved here, taking a 3-point shot and finding his lane wide open to get that offensive board and slamming it down with the strong right-handed jam. Micah Potter putting the Cards back in a tie situation with the Red Raiders, but giving his team a bit of momentum here. Timeout being called on the floor following that offensive rebound and emphatic slam by Micah Potter. Again, last week, Euclid, although they've been struggling this year with the 2-11 record following that loss versus the Cardinals last Saturday, were hanging with the Cards through the entire first half of play and actually only trailed Mentor by 3 points at half. But the Cards came out with a big second half of play, ended up winning last week versus Euclid 86-62. Shaker quickly in the other direction, putting themselves back on top by a 2-point advantage. David Wright with the driving layup. Kyle McIntosh trying to get a pick from Adam Smith. McIntosh swinging it around. That's going to be Smith for a 3 coming up off on that, but nice steal by Jack Corsock. Tough matchup in the tall trees, though. Justin Johnson standing at 6'9", the forward, swatting it into the stands for the Red Raiders. Ian Tenku in the game right now, number 24, giving Potter a break. Joey Zogg swinging it around to Adam Smith, being guarded by Justin Johnson. That front court of the Red Raiders are going to have a big size advantage all night long versus the Cards. Quickly in the other direction, the Red Raiders forcing the issue. Ron Hartfield with the bucket for the Red Raiders. 2:23 remaining in the first quarter of play. The Red Raiders up by a 4-point lead of 12-8. Joey Zogg finding himself wide open for the 3-point attempt, draining the 3, putting the Cards back within 1 point. The senior captain guard for the Cards, Joey Zogg, the pride of Memorial Junior High Middle School here in Mentor, Ohio. Joey Zogg, number 11, coming up big on that 3-point shot. 2:04 remaining in the first quarter of play. The Cards down by 1 point. Potter is going to check back into the game for Adam Smith, as well as Paul Satika. So the Cards changing out their front line, the 2 forwards that were just in there. Ian Tenku, number 24, and Adam Smith both taking a break, trying to get some fresh legs in there to go up against the size and force of the Shaker front line of Issa Ahmad and Justin Johnson. 1:50 remaining in the first quarter of play. 1-point lead for the Red Raiders. Caleb Roy in the drive, taking it to the basket. Wild shot, was looking for a foul, did not get it. Quickly in the other direction, Joey Zogg finding wide open. Micah Potter down low. Gathered himself brought in that basket and put it right up for the close range basket for Micah Potter. 13-12, the Cards with the lead, and quickly stolen by Joey Zog, but they're going to say he was out of bounds on the near side by the scorer's table. So it's going to give the ball back to Shaker Heights. Minute 25 remaining in the first quarter of play. Danny Young, the coach at Shaker Heights, enjoying a big season so far. Actually, these two teams both in the NOC Valley Conference, and the only loss that the Red Raiders have in that conference this season is to the Mentor Cardinals, that home loss for Shaker Heights. McIntosh couldn't get it down low to Micah Potter. He wanted him, nearly turned the ball over, but Joey Zog driving to the basket, finding a wide open Corsock from the side, coming up short on that three-point attempt. Shaker Heights with the 2-point advantage inside a minute to play here in the first quarter. Is Austin Koss going to come into the game for Corsock. Fresh legs off the bench for Coach Krasanzik. Cardinals going to swing the ball around. McIntosh faking the pass, could put up the three. Rims itself in and out. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. And this matchup's been all that it was built up to be before the game. This heavyweight matchup between two of the power schools in the area. 15-13. Shaker Heights with the advantage. Three-point attempt coming in and out. Good defensive board by Potter as Caleb Roy missed on that three-point shot for the Red Raiders. McIntosh going to slow it down, going to be content probably to take the last shot of the first quarter here as the Cards down by 2 points. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. McIntosh having trouble getting past his defender. That's number 15, Braun Hartfield. Ball nearly turned over, but it's going to remain Cardinal possession. 7 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. The Cards trailing by 2. Cards' next home game is going to be on February the 20th versus Strongsville. 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Joey Zog with the take. And a jump ball is going to be the call by the officials. Jordan Burge getting his hands all over the ball, and it's going to be Shaker possession. 2.2 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. (15-13). Actually, it's going to end up being Cardinal possession, so the Cards still have a shot here to get some points, maybe tie it up before the end of the first quarter. Joey Zog had a good look at it, but it came up short. Micah Potter having a big first quarter for the Cardinals with 6 out of the 13 points for Mentor. Coach K talking about this weekend for the Cardinals. Talking about tonight's game first, saying Shaker Heights, they're going to have revenge on their minds. And then we're going to turn around and play a team that could be 15-1. This is a huge weekend for us. Talking about that victory at Shaker Heights in the third game of the season, Krasanzik said the win at Shaker Heights without Joey Zog was huge for them. He thought that by the beginning of February we'd be able to tell what kind of a team he would have this year. Right now, he likes what's going on, as I think we all do, as they're showing that they're definitely a team that can make some noise in the playoffs once again this year. Coach Krasanzik with 553 victories in his long tenured coaching career, only 257 losses for a 68% winning percentage. Even better than that in the playoffs with a 75% winning percentage. The Cards, as we start the second quarter of play, after the Red Raiders missed the shot on their end, Cards getting the rebound, looking to swing the ball around, trying to get it down low to Micah Potter. Potter really gaining a lot of confidence this season, the junior forward for the Cards, who started for the Cardinals last year as a sophomore, really becoming one of the leaders on the team this season for Mentor. Put up 37 points in a victory on the road versus Strongsville a few weeks ago in mid-January. And last week had a couple big games in the loss last Friday night to Garfield Heights, and then in the second half really came on strong versus the Euclid Panthers. Really the big reason why. Hard foul. And Austin Koss is slow to get up following that contact that he had made on the defensive end. holding his elbow. Not a whole lot of fouls so far. That first quarter moved rather rapidly. One foul apiece for each team in the first half of play. That's it. Going to be shooting free throws for the Red Raiders. Right here, he's going to be shooting 2. That's number 3, Dave Wright, 6'2" junior guard for Shaker Heights. This is 3rd point on the night, giving Shaker Heights a 3-point advantage. Missing the second free throw, rebounded by Micah Potter. 7:21 remaining in the first half of play. McIntosh finding a lane, but finding it denied by Ahmad, but it's going to remain. Cards possession, nice heads-up play by Mr. Energy, Paul Satika, being in the right place at the right time, putting that basket up and in for the Cards, putting them only down by 1 point, trailing 16-15, and blocked by Satika on Issa Ahmad. The undersized Satika getting his hands in there, getting the block on Ahmad. Swinging the ball around, and the Cards going to turn it over. That's Jack Corsock giving it up to Shaker Heights. Quickly in the other direction. Caleb Roy putting the basket up and in for the Red Raiders as it gives Shaker Heights a 3-point advantage. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. McIntosh swinging it around to Satika. That's Austin Koss, number 13. Draining the 3 for the Cards, tying the ball game up at 18 apiece. Off the bench, Koss with the big 3-point shot. Trying to match that 3-point shot where the Red Raiders coming up shy. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. The Cardinals finding themselves on the move, tied up 18 apiece versus the visiting Red Raiders out of Shaker Heights. Nice pass in traffic to Satika. Nice pump fake, putting it up, putting it in. Mr. Energy, number 21. Cards with that full court press being broken rather quickly by the Red Raiders. Ahmad. And one. A lot of contact, and Ahmad just showed why he's a Division I college ball recruit. That big size advantage over Austin Koss, who was matched up on him. You're talking 5'10" versus 6'8", almost giving up 12 inches, almost a foot to Ahmad on that. But showing his strength too to stay with the play after drawing the contact and putting it up and in with that foul too. We're missing the free throw, but Cardinals could not retain possession as they should have had that rebound. Finding himself wide open for 3, and David Wright overshot the basket, but right place at the right time for Ahmad. Getting the offensive rebound, another offensive rebound for Shaker, and we're going to try it again for number 3, David Wright, but missing 2 3-pointers on that possession for the Red Raiders. Joey Zog swinging it around to Jack Corsock. Corsock over to Adam Smith, who's back in the ball game. Right now we got Joey Zog, Jack Corsock, Adam Smith, Micah Potter, and Kyle McIntosh in the ball game for the Cards. All tied up at 20 apiece, 5:14 remaining in a half. Exciting ball game here at Cardinal TV, bringing it to you. Hopefully you're checking out the replay either on our YouTube channel, Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio, or possibly on Time Warner Cable, Mentor, Ohio, channel 96.96. Joey Zog, nice pass, entry pass down low to Micah Potter. Sticking with it, putting it up. The little baby hook shot down low for Potter, putting the Cards up by 2. A lot of pressure on Ahmad, showing a nice pass though. Nearly turning the ball over again. There's Ahmad swinging it around to Wright. David Wright with the take, the wild shot. Cards got to do a better job with getting the body on their man, boxing their guy out so they could prevent Shaker from getting these offensive boards, but it's going to end up going to Cards' direction. Potter's going to take a seat in favor of number 24, Ian Tenku. Tenku's got some size for the Cards, standing 6'5". But again, when you're talking of a front line for Shaker Heights with Ahmad at 6'8", Justin Johnson at 6'9", it's pretty tough to match up with. Shaker Heights also has a couple 6'5" players on their roster too. Ricky Stokes, Keontae Banks. Deep 3-point attempt by the Cardinals. Joey Zog rimming it in and out. But big offensive basket or board for Ian Tenku. Adam Smith well off on that three-point shot. Joey Zog showing the heart and the hustle, nearly forcing that turnover for the Cards. Throwing caution to the wind, throwing his body around, trying to get in there, nearly getting that turnover forced for the Cardinals. 4:12 remaining in the first half of play. 22-20, Menor with the advantage. Shaker Heights, Danny Young's team, well coached. Ahmad down low is a beast. Getting tangled up a little bit down low with Adam Smith. Again, a huge mismatch down low just in terms of size. That time it was the 5'10" Kyle McIntosh down there with the 6'2" Adam Smith versus Issa Ahmad, who stands 6'8". 4:03 remaining in the first half of play. Ahmad's going to get a chance to shoot some free throws here. He's already got 4 points on the night for Shaker. And he gets that first one to roll itself in as Satika and Potter coming back in the game. Again, Brzezinski rotating that front court as Smith and Tenku going to take a seat. Coach K trying to keep those fresh legs in there for the Cards. Ahmad coming up shy on that second free throw attempt. Nice rebound by Potter, clearing it out over to Kyle McIntosh. Again, the primary ball handler for the Cards since Andrew Valeri went down with his injury a few games ago. McIntosh has really been stepping up big in Valeri's absence. Joey Zog, dribble penetration, kicking it out to McIntosh, wide open for the three, coming up short. Korsak, though, with the offensive board. The long rebound, kicking out to him. Satika driving it into the lane, kicking it out top to Kyle McIntosh, number 4, waiting on the pick for Potter, looking for a pick and roll, but guarded well by Shaker Heights. Korsak swinging it around. McIntosh again, that entry pass down low to Potter. A lot of contact, late whistle, and they're going to call Ahmad for the foul. Tough matchup with the big bodies down low. Potter had good position. Definitely a blocking foul on Ahmad. It's going to be Ahmad's first foul on the night. Again, refs letting a play out here. Only 3 fouls tonight for the Cardinals and only 2 called on the Red Raiders as Potter, who was on that line. It was his second home last week in the second half in a game versus Euclid last Saturday night as Potter came alive and really invigorated the Cards to that big victory. It was a close game in the first half of play, but that second half, Potter was living on the free throw line and missed both of those free throws on that end. That could come back to haunt them. Shaker Heights takes a 1-point advantage over Menor right now. 3:05 remaining in the first half of play. Potter thought about the three-point attempt, swings it around, and Joey Zog takes that three-point attempt, going to miss it. Cards got to get back on defense. The Shaker Heights likes to run the ball just like the Cards do. Ricky Stokes in low to Johnson. The nice reverse layup, showing a very athletic move by the senior forward. Going to be a turnover on the Cardinals, giving a little bit of momentum here to Shaker Heights. 25-22, the Red Raiders with a 3-point lead. 2:42 remaining in the first half of play. Full court pressure by the Cards. Nearly forcing a turnover as Satika was going up for that one. Going to be an offensive foul called on Ricky Stokes, the 6'5" forward senior for the Red Raiders. I mean, you're talking right now, it's almost a Division I front court for the Red Raiders when you're talking 6'8" Ahmad in there, 6'9" Justin Johnson, 6'5" Ricky Stokes. Tough for the Cards to match up with. 2:25 remaining in the first half of play, almost from NBA range. Joey Zog putting it up and draining that 3-point attempt. 8 points on the night for Zog. 2:17 remaining, and he tied the ball game up at 25 apiece. It's going to call a foul by the officials. This time it's going to be on number 5, Jack Korsak, his first foul on the night. Now 4 personal fouls on the Cards in this first half of play. Joey Zog really showing a lot of energy tonight on the defensive end, throwing his body around, trying to force some turnovers and being very aggressive on the offensive side. That's the second three-point attempt he took that was nearly NBA range. Drained at that time. Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. Ahmad being defended by Satika. Raises up, missing that. Defensive board by Potter. He's been big on the glass today. Been a glass eater. Inside 2 minutes to play in the first half. McIntosh looking inside to Potter. Got the position. Missed a little jump shot down low. Jeremy Burge in the game, number 24 for Shaker Heights. Turned over nearly, forced by the Cards, but it ends up being retained by Amani Reedus and the Red Raiders. Johnson down low to Ahmad, and they're going to say too much contact in there by Satika, number 21. That's going to be his first foul on the night. Game all tied up, knotted up, 25 apiece. Inside a minute and a half to play in the first half here. Cardinals at home versus Shaker Heights. Ahmad looking to go baseline around Satika. Got stalled on that. Jeremy Burge, the junior guard, up top being defended by number 5, Jack Corsock. Nice give and go. Behind his back, turning the ball over in the hands of Jack Corsock. Quickly going the other direction with a minute to play in the first half. Corsock, game tied up, 25 apiece in the corner. Satika looking for some help, throwing it up top to Joey Zog. Zog getting the pick from Potter. Looking for the pick and roll. Nearly turned the ball over, and they're going to call a foul on Shaker Heights. Going to call that on Ahmad. It's going to be his second foul on the night. 53.2 seconds remaining in the first half of play. We're going to get Adam Smith checking into the game for Satika. So we got inside a minute to go. Corsock. Kyle McIntosh looking to inbound the ball. Also on the court, Adam Smith, Joey Zog, and Micah Potter. McIntosh looking for a pick from Smith. Swinging it around to Zog. Zog, nice entry pass down low for the reverse layup by Potter. Coming up shy. 39 seconds to go in the first half of play. The game knotted up, 25. Looking to slow the ball down, maybe waiting for that last shot. Caleb Roy, the senior guard for Shaker Heights, a little shake and bake. Busting the crossover moves on Zog. Taking the ball back out though, 20 seconds. Stolen by Zog. Big defensive play to the basket. Some contact and nearly got the layup. And they're going to call a foul on Joey Zog, being a little bit too aggressive on that drive. I don't know about that, but good to see the intensity by Zog, forcing that turnover and nearly making a tough layup before they said he had a charging foul. Heads up play here on the Shaker side. Amani Reedus banging it off the Cardinal player to get it out of bounds with 5.8 seconds remaining in the first half of play. 25 apiece. Tight defense by the Cards, having trouble getting it in, but get it up top to Burge. Burge to the basket, coming up well shy in that attempt, but offensive rebounded by Amani Reedus, who couldn't get that tip in. Just the way we started the game, the two teams are tied going into halftime. 25 apiece. Should be an exciting second half of play here between Shaker Heights and Mentor. Cardinal TV, we're going to bring it to you following halftime. Okay, coming back for the second half of the game, tied up 25 apiece. Took a little while to get out of halftime. There was a ball stuck up on the top of the backboard, and amazingly enough, after Joey Zog was able to tip it off the ball he tipped it off with, got stuck up there, but finally they got it down, so here we go. 25 apiece. Michael Potter coming up shy on that short basket attempt. Johnson, the high point man in the first half for Shaker Heights with 6 points. Missing that first attempt for Shaker. So both teams missing their first attempt to the second half of play. I was getting ready to come out with the statistic that I used last week with the Cardinals with their dominance when they go into halftime with the lead, but I can't say it this week because they were tied up at the halftime. Scored 25 apiece, but Micah Potter, who was tied along with Joey Zog as the high point man for the Cards with 8 in the first half of play, he gets himself the first points for the Cardinals in the second half, giving the Cards a 2-point advantage, 27-25. The Cards with the lead. Ahmad up top being guarded by Satika. Again, the West Virginia Mountaineer. Bob Huggins, recruit number 1 for Shaker Heights, putting the ball up, getting his own offensive board, and putting it back in for the tie score, 27 apiece. Kyle McIntosh being hounded by Johnson on that double team. Micah Potter up top, swinging the ball around. Joey Zog with the fake and the take, taking it back out. 27-27. In deep to Potter, kicking it out to Zog. Raining the three-pointer, Joey Zog matching his uniform number, 11 points on the night for Joey, giving the Cards a 3-point advantage. The senior guard coming up big tonight, setting the tone for the Cards. Zog had a big week last week versus the Panthers as well. So the two high point men in the first half are the two Cards who are getting the points so far in the third quarter play. Micah Potter with the basket and Joey Zog with a 3-point basket. 30-27, the Cards with the 3-point lead. Johnson putting the first shot up and in. The 6'9" senior forward for the Red Raiders coming up big so far tonight. Tied with Ahmad for the high point. Lead for the Red Raiders is 7 apiece, and that's number 8 for Justin Johnson. Quickly going in the other direction, the Cardinals. Kyle McIntosh swinging the ball around to Joey Zog. McIntosh quiet on the offensive end with no points in the first half of play for Menor. Satika swinging around to Jack Korsak. Korsak with 2 points in that first half of play. McIntosh to Satika. They really want to get the ball down low to Potter. They're just not able to find him yet. Being well defended by Potter, and there's the turnover. Good hands by Issa Ahmad. Taking it the other direction for the layup. 5:25 remaining in the third quarter play, giving Shaker Heights a 1-point advantage. Ahmad now with 9 points on the game. McIntosh kicking it over to Joey Zog. Another 3-point attempt, this time for the corner, up and in. 3 for Joey Zog, 14 points on the night. Putting the Cards back on top, 33-31. Again, Joey Zog coming up very big on the offensive end and defensive end with the hustle, nearly forcing that turnover. No disregard, total disregard, I should say, for his body, just diving on the floor. Nearly forcing that turnover. The senior captain for the Cards. Again, the Cards still somewhat short-handed in their starting lineup here tonight with Andrew Valeri missing another game. He's going to be back beginning of March is what the intended return date is with that injured thumb. Satika, good defense on Ahmad, getting right up on his face. But a turnover by the Cardinals, giving it over to Shaker Heights. Ahmad with the strong take and a foul on the Cardinals. It's going to go on Satika for the foul. That's going to be the third team foul already here in the third quarter for the Cards. Again, I don't think the Cards had any more than 3 personal fouls in the entire first half of play. Not a whole lot of fouls in that first half for either team. Neither team making it into any type of a bonus situation, but Cardinals coming up with 3 early fouls here in the third quarter of play. No fouls for Shaker Heights in the second half. 4:29 remaining in the third quarter. Knotted up at 33 apiece. Ahmad now with 11 points on the night. McIntosh swinging the ball around to Potter at the top of the key. Over to Joey Zog. Doesn't take a whole lot of time to get that shot up, and missing on that attempt. It's well defended by Braun Hartfield. Hartfield to take to the basket. Oh, and looking for the emphatic slam was Justin Johnson, but he drew the foul on Potter, who wouldn't let him do it. So that's going to be the Cards' 4th foul in the second half of play. 4:05 remaining in the third quarter. Game knotted up at 33 apiece. It's been nip and tuck the entire evening here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're checking us out on the replay. Cardinal TV, proud to bring it to you again. Time Warner Cable in the city of Mentor, channel 96.96, or Cardinal TV, Mentor, Ohio, on our YouTube channel. Shaker Heights takes a 2-point advantage. Justin Johnson hitting both of those free throw attempts 4 minutes ago. The double team against McIntosh in a lot of trouble, going to turn that ball over. Hartfield going to pull up for the short J. Going to come up shy. Satika had the rebound, but taken out of his hands and went out of bounds by David Wright. 3:49 remaining in the third quarter of play. Satika looking to inbound the ball, giving it over to McIntosh. Still with the starting lineup in the second half of play. Satika, Zog. There's Korsak for the 3-point attempt, coming up well shy. Missing everything on that attempt. Getting back on defense, though, forcing a turnover quickly in the other direction. Korsak all the way to the basket. A lot of contact. They're going to get a blocking foul. That could have almost went either way, but it's going to go to Cardinals' direction. The first foul in the second half of play against Shaker Heights. A lot of action back and forth. Korsak with a nice defensive play, going the other direction, taking it to the basket. Showing some good aggressiveness. Korsak with 1 basket on the evening. Gets point number 3 on the night. Adam Smith coming on in to give Paul Satika a break. Getting some fresh legs in the game. Coach Krasanzik pacing the sideline. He knows this is a big game, big weekend. Cardinals playing 2 of the top teams in the area. This Shaker Heights team on a bit of a groove, 9 wins in a row, coming in with a 12-3 record. Their only loss in the division to the Cards. Joey Zog find himself out alone, coast to coast after the big defensive play for the layup for the Cards, giving them a 2-point lead. 16 points on the night for Zog. 3:07. The crowd wanted a elbow by Shaker Heights. Again, the officials letting these teams play a little bit like they did in the first half. Issa Ahmad putting it up high, and they're going to get an offensive foul. In disbelief is Danny Young, the coach for the Red Raiders, as well as Ahmad. Did not think that was warranted, so another call going the Cardinals' direction. Cards up by 2 points. Again, this game finds the number 3 ranked team in the area, according to the Plain Dealer, and Mentor being the 10th ranked team in the area. So number 3 versus number 10. Potter lowering the shoulder. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Justin Johnson, again in disbelief. Thought that Potter lowered the shoulder and forced the contact in that situation. But that penalty, that foul, again, is going to go in favor of the Cardinals. The officials didn't think that Johnson had his feet set, so quickly accumulating some fouls here. 4 fouls on the second half for the Cardinals, and now that's the 3rd for Shaker Heights. Danny Young very upset with the officials. We saw a coach last week in Euclid getting ejected, arguing the officials' decisions out on the court. Could we see a replay 2 weeks in a row? Danny Young, none too happy with the officials. Going to his knees at one point, shaking his head. On a questionable call that's going to find Micah Potter at the free throw line. Potter 1 and 2 cards in double digits on the night. Joey's all getting in there for the nice layup, putting the cards up by 4, 39-35. Sneaking in there on that inbound pass right in front of the bucket for the easy layup for the Cards. Joey Zog, 18 points on the night, by far the high point man for Mentor. Next highest, Micah Potter with 10. Raining the 3 for Shaker Heights, though. Ricky Stokes, the 6'5" forward, showing his range, bringing his team back to within 1 point, 39-38. McIntosh with the drive. Turning the ball over, though, quickly in the other direction of Shaker Heights, but the Cardinals getting back on defense, getting their hands on it. It's going to be a jump ball. So it's going to remain Shaker Heights basketball. These two teams really battling back and forth, neither one willing to give in to the other one. Back and forth the entire game, 39-38, the Cards with a 1 point lead. Shaker Heights looking to inbound the ball. Nearly turning that ball over. Ricky Stokes swinging it out to Justin Johnson. Looking inside. Cards getting a lot of ball. A lot of hand on ball, but they're going to say there was some body too, so Caleb Roy is going to be going to the free throw line, looking for his first points on the night for Shaker Heights. Could actually give Shaker Heights a lead if he would sink both of these free throws. Right now the Cards enjoying a 1 point advantage for a brief moment here. 1:51 remaining in the third quarter of play. Whereas it seemed like the JV game before this took forever. A lot of fouls called in that game. 71-58, Mentor won that JV matchup by 13 points in the pregame festivity to this big matchup here tonight. But this varsity game is flying by. Not a whole lot of whistles overall tonight, and we're moving along almost the end of the third quarter already. This time Shaker Heights going up ahead by 1 point. Kyle McIntosh driving to the basket. Austin Koss now in the game with the handles, kicking it around to McIntosh. Good movement by the Cards. Adam Smith turning the ball over, though. Shaker Heights quickly up the court to Ahmad. Ahmad forcing the issue and drawing the foul down low. Minute 30 to go in the third quarter of play. They're going to call that one on McIntosh. That's going to be quickly his third foul of the night. Cardinals 6 fouls here in the third quarter of play. You'd have to think in the fourth quarter, Shaker Heights at some point is going to find themselves in a bonus situation. Neither team finding themselves in that situation in the first half of play, so that could be big here as we get close to the fourth quarter of play. Ahmad now with 13 points on the night. He's got 3 personal fouls, though. Shaker Heights with the 3 point lead, a minute 29 remaining in the third quarter. McIntosh trying to get the offense set. And Coach Krasancic pacing the sideline. Joey Zog swinging it around. Adam Smith, 3 point attempt, looking to tie the game, coming up strong on that effort. Minute 10 going the other direction. Shaker Heights. And that's going to be another foul on the Cardinals. It's going to be the 7th personal foul here in the second half of play. So as Micah Potter looks to check back in the game, Shaker Heights is going to be in a bonus situation. They're going to be shooting 1-on-1 free throws. So number 20 at the line, that's Caleb Roy. Caleb's getting all his points from the free throw line. That's his third free throw that he's made on the night. 3 points on the evening for Caleb, the 6'2" senior guard. Okay, Coach Danny Young has a lot of veteran leadership on this team this year. That's what's really been one of their strengths, I'd have to say, with the likes of Issa Ahmad, Ricky Stokes, Justin Johnson, Caleb Roy, all seniors leading this team. 5 point lead for Shaker Heights. Biggest lead of the night. Kyle McIntosh queuing up the 3 point attempt, too strong. Rebound by Shaker Heights, quickly going the other direction. Less than 1 minute to go. Braun Hartfield kicking the ball around. Finding an opening, the left-handed Ricky Stokes. Ball ends up back in his hand. Shaker Heights looking to hold on for the last shot of the third quarter as they're up by 5 points. Caleb Roy up top, swinging it around to Isa Ahmad. Taking it to the basket strong versus 3 Cardinal defenders. Ian Tenku in the game, Micah Potter, and also Austin Koss was in there. They're going to give that foul to Ian Tenku. He's got 2 fouls on the night, 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. Paul Satika looking to check in the game, most likely for Tenku. Isa Ahmad, 14 points on the night after draining that first of 2 free throw attempts. 6-point lead for Shaker Heights. And that's 8 personal fouls for Menor. So again, Shaker Heights already in that bonus situation, shooting 1-and-1 free throws. 2 more and they'll be in that double bonus. Koss swinging it around to Potter. Potter showing his range, draining the 18-foot shot for the Cards, bringing them back to within 5. Inside 12 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. Ahmad being defended by the much smaller Paul Satika, taking him to the basket right around Micah Potter like he was standing still for the reverse layup. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. The Cards finding themselves down by 7 points, 48-41, as most of that third quarter of play found the score to be back and forth between these two teams, but making a run at the end of the third quarter with Shaker Heights coming on strong, especially with Isa Ahmad, who's got 17 points in the game now. He's the high point man for Shaker Heights. So we'll see what happens here in the fourth quarter of play. Again, the game was tied at halftime, 25 apiece. But now the Cardinals finding themselves on the downside of a 48-41 game to Shaker Heights as they look to inbound the ball to begin the fourth quarter of play. McIntosh bringing it up top to Koss. So we got Joey Zog in the game with the ball. Micah Potter, Austin Koss, Paul Satika, and Kyle McIntosh. Joey Zog taking the lane to the basket, but missing everything on that layup attempt. But Zog sticking with it, keeping the ball on the Cardinals side of the court. Looking inside, Micah Potter, the muscle down low. A nice nifty little baby hook shot over Ahmad. 14 points on the night for Potter, putting the Cards back to within 5 points. 7:21 remaining in the game. 48-43. Shaker Heights. Ahmad showing his range, trying a 3-point attempt, missing on it. Ended up back with the ball, but going to kick it up top. And that time, Ricky Stokes, the senior forward, going to drain his 3-pointer. 51-43, an 8-point advantage for Shaker Heights. 6:58 remaining in the game. The Cards trying to get set back in it as this zone defense of Shaker Heights that they've instituted here in the second half is really giving the Cards fits. Austin Koss with a big 3-point shot for the Cards, though. It's his second 3-pointer on the night, both of them big. Cards find themselves again down by 5 points. Good defense by Menor. But again, that offensive rebounding by Shaker Heights is hard to contend with. A lot of big bodies by Shaker. Some contact there, but no call. Cardinals get possession. Kyle McIntosh looking to take it to the basket. And they're going to call a foul. I think that's going to go on Caleb Roy, number 20. And that's going to be his, actually they're going to give that foul over to Amani Reedus. That's his second foul on the night, so it's going to stop the clock, which is key for the Cards, and it's hoping to get some points on the board this evening for Kyle McIntosh, the veteran guard for the Cards, getting his first basket of the night in the form of a 1-point free throw. The 5'10" junior guard who's really been coming on strong this season, especially in the absence of his counterpart Andrew Valeri. He's been out for the past number of games, but only hitting the first of 2 free throws was McIntosh. 6:08 remaining in the game. The Cards down by 4 points to Shaker Heights. And a nifty little basket right there by Amani Reedus. 6 points on the night for Reedus. Cards quickly the other direction. McIntosh. Again, it's a 3-2 zone. giving fits to the Cards, not allowing them to get too many of those wide open outside shots. But nice offensive board. Joey Zog, high point man for the Cards, 20 points tonight, keeping them in the ball game, only down by 4. Braun Hartfeld, strong take for the Red Raiders. 5:25 remaining in the game. They're back up by a 6-point advantage. Kyle McIntosh looking to swing the ball around. Joey Zog got to break this zone, and the way to do that is with some dribble penetration. Micah Potter at the top of the key, swinging it around to Joey Zog. Find himself wide open for the three-pointer. Joey Zog, 23 points on the night, keeping the Cards in the game after just hitting a layup on the offensive side, coming back and draining the three-pointer. Joey Zog showing that heart and resiliency for Menor tonight, keeping the Cards in the game, putting them down by 3 points, 55-52. Shaker with the advantage. A lot of time left to go in this game here. The capacity crowd here at Menor Gymnasium came out to see the number 3 team in the area, the Shaker Heights Red Raiders, taking on the number 10 team, Menor Cardinals. Shaker Heights with a little bit of revenge on their mind after Menor went on their home court in their 3rd game of the season and won that tight ball game with a 60-58 win on Shaker's home court. Cards have a 10-5 record coming into this game. Shaker Heights 12-3, winners of 9 in a row. It doesn't get any easier for the Cards as they got tough 14-1 Willoughby South tomorrow night on the road. 5 minutes to go in the game. Cards down 55-52. Joey Zog up top, providing the defense on Caleb Roy. Swinging it into Issa Ahmad. The size advantage on Satika. Rolling it in with a little jump shot by Ahmad. High point man for the Red Raiders with 19 points. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Joey Zog, another three-point attempt, coming up shy on that one, though. And the ball's going to be staying here on the Cardinal side. Saying that went off on Justin Johnson of Shaker Heights. 57-52, Cards down by 5. 4:29 remaining on the game. Student section on their feet, right in front of the student section. Joey Zog stepping back, but throwing up an air ball on that three-point attempt. Caleb Roy now with the point guard duties for Shaker Heights, being checked by Kyle McIntosh. Shaker Heights looking content to run some clock, but they're going to end up turning the ball over. It's going to be Cardinal ball. 4:11 to go in the game. 57-52. Cards need to get some points, so on the scoreboard to get this game close again. Jack Korsak. They're going to call a hold on the defense. Ricky Stokes, number 5, going to end up getting called for the foul. That's his 2nd personal foul. So 5 personals on Shaker Heights here in the second half of play. Again, the Cards already put Shaker Heights in their own bonus situation with 8 fouls in the second half of play. So Shaker Heights shooting 1-1 free throws anytime there's a foul called. NBA range once again for Joey Zog, but coming up shy in that attempt. 3:50 remaining in the game. Cards down by 5. Big shot by Caleb Roy, putting his team back up by 7 points. 4th period. 3:35 remaining in the game. Shaker Heights going to the zone defense here in the second half. Really causing fits for the Cards on the offensive end. Micah Potter with the move and the throwdown on offense. Getting the crowd going a little bit here. Maybe that's the momentum the Cards need. And a quick turnover. And up and in for Micah Potter. Puts it up. He's fouled. He's going to go to the line. Quick 4-point turnaround. Looking to make it a 5-point turnaround for the Cards. Getting them back to the game. Down by 3 points. Looking to bring them to within 2 if he can make this free throw. Micah Potter with 18 points on the night. Nice pass down low where Potter made the bucket, and then the quick turnover and another quick power scorer for the Cardinal forward, junior Micah Potter. Putting it in on the free throw attempt, putting the Cards down by 2. 19 points on the night for Potter. New life for Menor. Caleb Roy, the nice coast-to-coast bucket for Shaker Heights. Showing some resiliency on his side. Caleb Roy, 8 points on the night, coming up big in the second half. Potter being rejected by Ahmad. Turned him back. Roy in the other direction. Nearly turning the ball over. Stokes, though, Ricky coming up shy on that layup attempt. 2:45 remaining in the game. Joey Zog wide open for three. Coming up short, though, but fighting for the offensive board was Jack Corsock. It's going to be a jump ball in the direction of Shaker Heights. 4-point lead for Shaker Heights. They got the possession arrow in their favor. 2:43 remaining in the game. Jack Corsock fighting for that offensive board after Joey Zog had a good look at it for that three-point attempt that came up shy. 4-point lead for Shaker Heights. Looking to win on the road at Mentor High School. Repay the favor that Mentor did to them in the third game of the season. Stolen by Joey Zog. He's been everywhere tonight. Inside to Micah Potter, up and in. Putting the Cards again. Just down by 2 points. Potter coming up big. Timeout on the court. 21 points for Potter. Joey Zog all over, getting the steal, finding his man down low. Micah Potter putting that basket in to put the Cards down just by 2 points. 61-59. Exciting finish coming up here. Mentor Gymnasium, the Cardinals, number 10th ranked team in the area versus the number 3 ranked team, Shaker Heights, and the Red Raiders, coached by Danny Young. Mentor's team coached by Coach Bob Krasanzik, looking for his 554th victory tonight if he could do it. 553 and 257 all time. Little Rage Against the Machine getting the crowd going here. Some momentum on the side again for the Cards. Down by 2 with 2:30 to go in the game. Full court press as they always do. Let me set the lineup. The Cards with Joey Zog, Paul Satika, Kyle McIntosh, and Micah Potter, along with number 5, Jack Corsock. So we have our starting lineup in there for the Cardinals. Getting down to crunch time. Ahmad taking a drive to the basket. Seemed like a lot of ball there. Hand on ball by Potter, but they're going to call him for the foul. They're going to give that to Satika. I take it back. So did not go on Potter, and went on Satika, but regardless, the clock is stopping. It's going to put Ahmad at the free throw line. Shaker Heights up by 2, and he misses the first free throw attempt. 19 points on the night for Ahmad. The West Virginia college recruit, going to be playing for Bobby Huggins next year, Division I. College ball, showing why, as he can play inside, play outside. He can handle the ball. He's got a nice game as he's had for a number of years. 62-59, Cards down by 3 points. 2 minutes to go in the game. Shaker Heights in a bonus situation. One more and they're in the double bonus. Cardinals one more on Shaker Heights, and the Cards will be in the bonus situation. Joey Zog being hounded by Brown, Hartfeld, Korsog. Swinging the ball around. McIntosh looking inside for Potter. Good movement, but haven't been able to find a wide open shot here. Paul Satika swinging the ball around to Joey Zog. Good hands on defense. But nice job holding on to it for Zog. Joey Zog kicking around to McIntosh. Cards have not had any kind of a good look. Wide open down low. Micah Potter for the bucket. Putting the Cards back to within 1 point. 62-61, a minute 15 remaining in the game. Nice find as Micah Potter broke free and ended up wide open down low. A minute to go in the game. 62-61. Shaker Heights with the lead. Caleb Roy going around the whole Cardinal defense on that one there, swinging it up top to Ricky Stokes inside a minute to play. 62-61. The Red Raiders content to hold on to the ball. It's going to be a timeout called on the court. 51.2 seconds remaining in the game. Again, the Cardinals coming in with a 10-5 record. Shaker Heights on a 9-game win streak with a 12-3 record. And this is fitting right here, a game that the entire first half was going back and forth, and most of the third quarter found the game close before Shaker broke free with as many as an 8-point lead before the Cards came roaring back into the game in the fourth quarter, keeping it close, staying within range here, only down by 1 point with under a minute to go. Coach Krasancic talking about the game plan here and what they want to do in the remaining 52 seconds here of regulation. 62-61, Shaker Heights with the lead. Cardinals with 9 fouls here in the second half of play, so one more against the Cards. And the Red Raiders will be shooting 2. One more against Shaker Heights, who have 6 in the second half of play, and the Cards will be shooting 1 and 1. The Cards getting their hands up in unity here after talking it over on the sideline. 51.2 seconds remaining in the game, 62-61. A matchup of these two heavyweights here. The Northeastern Ohio Conference, the Valley Division. These foes matching up. The only loss that the Red Raiders have had in the Valley Division all season long is to Menor. Joey Zog right up on Caleb Roy. 47 seconds to go in the game. And they're going to turn the ball over in favor of the Cardinals. Offensive foul on number 20, Caleb Roy. 44 seconds to go, and the Cards going to have possession. It's going to be the third foul of the night for Roy. So 42 seconds to go in the game. Kyle McIntosh, the dribble penetration up top. 35 seconds to go. Turn it over. Braun Hartfeld. Stolen from McIntosh. 27 seconds to go. And it's going to be a foul on McIntosh. That's going to put Issa Ahmad on the line. Ahmad with 20 points on the night. He's going to be shooting 2 this time, but the game is still not over. 26.8 seconds remaining in the game. Even if he makes both of these free throws, the Cards could still have an opportunity to tie it up with a three-pointer. And Ahmad calmly drains that first of 2 free throw attempts, giving himself 21 points on the night. Shaker Heights with the 2-point advantage. Cards with McIntosh, Joey Zog, Paul Satika, Korsak, and Micah Potter in the game. Big board by Micah Potter, 24 seconds to go. Cards down by 2. Joey Zog, 20 seconds with the ball against Caleb Roy. 16 seconds to go in the game. Looking inside to Micah Potter, and they're going to call a holding foul on Issa Ahmad. Going to put Potter on the line with the chance to tie the game. 13.7 seconds to go. 23 points on the night for Potter, with the opportunity to tie it up if he can hit both of the free throws here. 63-61, 2-point advantage for Shaker Heights. The 6'9" junior forward going to be attempting 2 of the biggest free throws of his career. Hits the first one of that 1-and-1 shooting situation. Draining the first one. Cards down by 1 point. 63-62. 13.7 seconds remaining in regulation. The junior forward puts it up, and he missed it. Ball possession, Shaker Heights, and they got a foul now, so it's going to put Issa Ahmad back on the line. Shaker Heights up by 1 point, 63-62. 9.8 seconds to go in the game. Again, Shaker Heights is in the double bonus situation. Every foul, they're shooting 2 free throws, so everybody can relax after this first free throw. And the miss by Issa Ahmad again. 63-62, Shaker Heights by 1 point. Big free throw coming here. And he missed them both. Micah Potter with the rebound. 8 seconds to go in the game. Timeout on the floor. So the Cardinals going to retain possession with the chance to win it here. 7.5 seconds to go in the game. Shaker Heights up by 1 point. Issa Ahmad with the opportunity to put his team up by 3 points. The double bonus situation, missed both free throws. Second one being rebounded by Micah Potter. going to give the Cardinals a chance to win the ball game with seconds to go. Cardinals being led on offense tonight by Micah Potter, 24 points. Right behind him with 23 points, Joey Zog. So 47 of the 62 points for Menor being accounted by those two players. It's getting exciting here at Menor, Shaker Heights and Menor, the battle of the two heavyweights. 63-62, Shaker Heights with the advantage. The capacity crowd, welcome to the jungle. Little Guns N' Roses getting the crowd going here as we come out of the timeout. Cardinals possession, they got to go the length of the court. 7.5 seconds to go in the game. Jack Corsock getting set to inbound the ball. Finding Kyle McIntosh. Kyle McIntosh breaking free to Joey Zog. Joey Zog, 1 second to go, attempts a three-point shot. It comes up shy on a three-pointer that nearly went in, so Shaker Heights is going to end up coming away with the 1-point victory. 63-62. Valiant effort tonight by the Cardinals, though, as this battle lived up to all the hype coming into the game. The number 3 ranked team in the area, Shaker Heights, and the Red Raiders versus the number 10 ranked Menor Cardinals. Cardinals coming up down by 1 at home, 63-62, so Shaker Heights ends up getting payback after the Cardinals beat them on their home court in their third game of the season, 60-58. In that first matchup, Shaker Heights gets the better of the matchup here tonight, 63-62. The big point men tonight for the Cardinals, Micah Potter with 24 points, Joey Zog with 23. Issa Ahmad, the high point man for Shaker Heights with 21. Exciting game here tonight, but unfortunately the Cardinals end up on the downside of this matchup. Glad everybody checked it out here tonight. Cardinal TV, Pete Stark signing off. We'll catch up with everybody next time. Have a good one, everybody.